Everybody ask me how I know. I smiled at them and said she told me so. Everybody ask me how I know. I smiled at them and said she told me so. Everybody ask me how I know. I smiled at them and said she told me so. Everybody, 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 everybody ask me how I know. I smiled at them and said she told me so. I know. Everybody ask me how I know. I smiled at them and said she told me so. I know.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to the ARK Online. My name's Craig Scott. I'm the Family Ministry Leader here at Bethany Church, and I'm so glad you've joined us this morning. And to all the women and the mothers out there, Happy Mother's Day! Hope you've had a fantastic morning so far. Hope you've had a little bit of breakfast in bed, maybe it's a card or a present. If not, don't worry about it, because the next 40 minutes is going to be dedicated to all the mothers and women out there. And we're going to have some songs, we're going to have a memory verse, we're going to have This is Awesome, a challenge Craig, and a story from Jean. But we need to find out what we're learning about today. So we need the help from our wonderful automated button operating bot, or our Bob as we like to call him. And he's had some weird, strange animals with him lately. And I'm a bit concerned what he's going to be bringing out next. Well, anyway, let's give him a shout. Oh, Bob! Come press this big red button!
Good morning, everyone, and happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. This is my mom, or as I like to call her, our Babs. I love her very much. She has looked after me so well since I was just a microchip. So go and say Happy Mother's Day to all of your mams and give them a kiss and tell them you love them.
I'm gonna press this button now. Ha! Ow! That hurt.
What's it worth? Mary's expensive gift.
Every year, the Jews had a feast. Many Jews traveled to Jerusalem to celebrate. 6 days before the Passover feast began, Jesus went to the town of Bethany. Bethany was near Jerusalem, and Jesus' friend Lazarus lived there with his sisters, Mary and Martha. Jesus went to his friend Simon's house for a meal. Jesus was reclining at the table when Lazarus' sister, Mary, came to him. She had a jar of very expensive oil. Mary broke open the jar and poured the oil on Jesus' head and feet. Jesus' disciples were very upset. They thought Mary had wasted the expensive oil by pouring it on Jesus' feet. The oil was worth 300 denarii, about a year's pay. One of the disciples, Judas Iscariot, said, "She could have sold the oil for a lot of money, and then she could have given the money to the poor." Judas did not say this because he cared about the poor. He said it because he loved money. In fact, he was a thief. They told Mary that she had done the wrong thing, but Jesus spoke up. "Leave her alone," he said. "She has done a very good thing for me." Then Jesus explained, "You will always have people around you who are poor, but you will not always have me. Mary has poured oil on my body to get it ready for burial." Jesus said that wherever the gospel was told in the whole world, people would also hear about Mary and what she had done. Pouring the expensive oil on Jesus was not a waste. It was worship. By allowing Mary to anoint him, Jesus showed that he is more valuable than anything. Jesus knew he would soon die for sinners, be buried, and rise from the dead on the third day.
Let's go!
Welcome back to This is Awesome! This is the part of the show where we take a look at the things you guys send in and tell you that they're awesome! First up, we've got this picture here, which is of Arabella, who has been in the kitchen making her own slime. Now, don't tell Reggie about this because slime gets all over in our house. But I hope you had a lot of fun. And you know what, Arabella? That was awesome! Now guys, we're going over to our favourite segment of the whole show, which is... Name That Bible Character!
I was a believer and the mother of Timothy. Who am I?
Are we through to them? Have we got a stable connection? Guys, it's Craig, but Craig from the future. I don't think I've got much time. If you can see this message, it means we still aren't back from our mission. On the 6th of April, 2021, we got taken away, me and Phil. Hello, Jackie. But there's this guy, he's called the Inventor or something. And he set us some missions, and that's the only way we can get back through the intergalactic space time. You guys need to watch, do the missions along with us on the 6th to the 9th of April. We really need your help. Name That Bible Character! There you go, guys. Remember, if you know the answer or if you see the answer somewhere on the ARK Online and the rest of the show, go to our Facebook page, go to the post of today's episode and write a comment down below telling us your answer. Right, guys, that's it. We're going to have a song now. But remember, if you do anything fun, anything from the ARK Online, take a picture, take a video, send it in to us. And you never know, you could be on next week's episode of This Is Awesome! Roll it.
Aye, oh, let's go.
Nothing like your love, Jesus. There's nothing like your love, and I can't stop my lips from singing. I can't stop my voice from shouting about your love. It's everything I ever wanted. Jesus, you're better than the best thing. Your love is making my heart sing. Nothing could ever separate me from you. Your grace, there's nothing like your grace. Jesus, there's nothing like your grace, and I can't stop my lips from singing. I can't stop my voice from shouting about your love. It's everything I ever wanted. Jesus, you're better than the best thing. Your love is making my heart sing. Nothing could ever separate me from you. Your name is higher.
Mother's Day, Jodi.
Happy Mother's Day,
Happy
everybody.
Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day. Well, you are a mother, so... Oh, missed. Oh,
Disgraceful.
disgraceful. Anyway, welcome back to the Memoryverse. Jodi's here with us.
Oi, oi.
Oi, oi, indeed. And we've got another fantastic memory verse for you. And it's about mothers. It's about honouring your mother. And it comes from the book of Proverbs. And it reads, Honour her for all that her hands have done, and let her work bring praise. Proverbs 31, verse 31. Oh, I like that.
Nice,
I
that.
like that. 31. But the actions for it is going to be 31. 31. That's hard.
Very hard.
That's like 62 fingers you've got to put up. That's hard.
That's hard.
Right, but we need some actions for the rest of it. So, honour.
Honour. Honour.
Honour. I bow because I'm
Honour.
a man.
Honour.
Honour her for all that her hands have done. And let her we're not doing many actions here. Have done. All that her hands have done. And let her work. Like pretend you're doing some work. I don't know what it is.
What's this?
I don't know. She's like
Sorting.
sorting stuff
Sorting
out. Yeah,
problems.
you know. Bring praise. Proverbs, the book of the Bible. 31 verse 31. Boom! I like it, Jodi. So
I
let's
love it.
put all that together. So, honour her for all that her hands have done, and let her work bring praise. Proverbs 31 verse 31. Boom! Nice. Nice.
Noise.
Nice. I liked it. I like it a lot. Yes, so let's get on with it. Straight into the challenges, Jodi. So I'm going to stick with the boys, you can stick with the girls. And this week, as you might have guessed, it's going to be Memory Verse. Mother's Day week. Ooh. So as I said earlier, this isn't just for the mothers, this is for your carers, your women in your life that look after you, just women in general, and you know what? Also for the dads, the single dads out there who have to take on both roles, this is for you guys. So, Jod,
Yes?
as this ladies first, what are you going to do for Memory Verse? Mother's Day week?
Well, I love being a mother.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to pretend
You've got a baby.
I've got a baby in my
Oh,
arms.
that's a good idea.
My baby is big now though.
Big no. Yeah.
I've got two, so
Oh.
nah, we'll just go like this. Are you ready, girls? 1, 2, 3. Honour her for all that her hands have done, and let her work bring praise. Proverbs 31, verse 31. Boom! Boom indeed!
Boom. Nice one, Jodi. Well done, well done, well done. Well, when I was a kid, I found I got told off a lot. Oh. I mean, she didn't do it all the time, but got the waggy finger.
Oh,
Got the waggy finger. No,
not
no,
good.
no, no, no.
Not
So
good.
that, boys, get on your feet. That's what we're going to do as we read the memory verse. The waggy finger. Hey, you, don't do that. Hey, you, stop doing that. Craig, stop picking your nose. Craig, stop eating it. You, hey.
Oh, Craig.
Yeah. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Honour her for all that her hands have done, and let her work bring praise. Proverbs 31, verse 31. Boom! Nice.
I love it. I love it. Well, I mean, it's not just women who do this, but it's mainly women who do this. They cook, don't they?
My mum did cook a lot. You cook a lot for
cook a
our
lot.
children. Yeah.
Not for you,
No,
just for the
just
children.
for the children.
Oh,
Nanas always seem to cook
Oh, they
loads.
do.
Yeah.
Pies, cakes. Anyway, I'm just going to have the frying pan. Oh, I'm going to do pancakes.
Sunday's dinner.
Sunday's dinner.
Yeah. Sorry, I just had, you'd said two and I hadn't said one. I just came in my head. Carry on.
Anyway, girls, cook whatever you want to cook. You ready?
Yep.
1, 2, 3. Honour her for all that her hands have done, and let her work bring praise. Proverbs 31 verse 31. You know, I've learned through all of this, I cannot multitask.
You struggled with the actions and the words. But remember, it's let her work bring praise, not her praise bring work.
No.
Anyway. Boom! Nice one, nice one. So, what do all mothers like to do? They like to just get ready. No, they like to get ready, go out and just feel all luxurious.
Oh, we do. We
So,
do.
boys, we're going to do this one. It's not very manly, you know, but we're going for it. So, boys, we're just going to pretend we've had our hair done, we've got our nails done,
Makeup?
got our makeup on, and we're going to
Get your glad rags on.
get our glad rags on. I mean, this is my Sunday best, you know.
Well, this is mine.
Yes, I noticed you didn't have your t-shirt on, Jodi. Did you dress up for Mother's Day?
Yes,
did you?
I did.
Oh, well, that's lovely. Lovely.
Lovely.
Oh, you just forgot your top, didn't you?
Okay, I
Yeah,
did.
she just forgot that top. Silly. Anyway, boys, let's get on with it. So 3, 2, 1. Honour her for all that her hands have done, and let her work bring praise. Proverbs 31, verse 31. Boom! That was awful, that one. I don't ever think I'll do that again.
It was good. It was good.
Was it?
Anyway.
Boom!
Joint.
Task. Whoa. What are you thinking, Jodi? What are you thinking?
Put the clothes away together.
Put the fold them.
Fold them. We could iron them.
That's what mothers do.
That's
is
what
it?
mothers do.
So you could iron, you could
Yeah.
pass them to me, and I'll fold
Yeah.
and put them away.
Yeah, perfect.
Perfect. So grab a partner, grab a friend, grab your mother if you want, or your father, or someone you're allowed to be with. And here we go, joint task.
Ready?
Yes, I am ready. 3, 2.
Wait. I need to put my iron board up.
Oh.
Right, you ready?
Weird iron board. 3, 2, 1, go.
Honour her for all
that her hands have done, and let her work bring praise. Proverbs 31, verse 31. Boom! Well, that's how we do it in our house.
Can I just ask? No, we don't do that.
That's how I do it.
Well,
I was chucking it in the wardrobe.
he does.
Huh?
You meant hang it up.
I know that, but I was folding it and then I was just putting it in the wardrobe. Is that not how we do it?
No.
No wonder I've always got creased t-shirts. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed Memory Verse Mother's Day week. And remember, guys, if you do any of the actions, any of the challenges, or just read the Memory Verse, remember to take a picture, take a video, send it in to us. And Jodi has Mother's Day. I'll allow you to do the sign off.
You never know. You could be on next week's episode of This Is Awesome! What next?
I don't know, that's normally my line.
A song?
Oh, a song. Which one?
I don't know.
Oh no.
Roll it!
Hey, oh, let's go.
I lay my life down at your feet. You're the only one I need. I turn to you and you are always there. In troubled times it's you I see. I put you first, that's all I need. I humble all I am, all to you. One way, Jesus, you're the only one that I could live for. One way, Jesus, you're the only one that I could live for. You're the only one, you're the only one, you're the only one that I could live for. You're the only one, you're the only one, you're the only one that I could live for. You were always, always there. the way, the truth, and the life. We live by faith and not by sight. For you, we're living on for you. You are the way. You are the way, the truth, and the life. We live by faith and not by sight. For you, we're living on for you. You are the way, the truth, and the life. We live by faith and not by sight. For you, we're living on for you. One way, Jesus, you're the only one that I could live for. One way, Jesus, you're the only one that I could live for. One way, Jesus, you're the only one that I could live for. One way, Jesus, you're the only one that I could live for. Come on!
Hey, oh, let's go.
Hi everyone, as you can see today we're celebrating Mother's Day. I love how we celebrate it here at Bethany. We use it as a time to thank God and honour all the women of our church. And in a week when it's been International Women's Day, we are thanking all of the mums, grandmas, or you might call them nanas, grands, nans, nanny, or whatever you call them. And even the great ones, the aunties, the sisters, the friends, the teachers, the childminders, all those women who take care of us. We love to celebrate women here on Mother's Day. So I'm sure you might have already made a card or a gift or given an extra special hug to the woman in your life. Let's have a look at some of the presents I've seen to say thank you and honour mums this week. Actually, these make me laugh and you'll see why. First present, oh, a nice fancy best mum apron and fab mum oven gloves for when she cooks you your dinner. Secondly, fancy rubber gloves and a tea towel for when she's doing the dishes. Third present, oh, fancy duster and even fancy slippers that you put on your feet, and as she's walking she can dust the floors. She'll look really great in them, I should think. And finally, a fancy magnetic to-do list so she can make a long list of her jobs to do. Can you see why they make me laugh? It's even on the gift bag there. Super Mum, it says, and she's hoovering, dusting, doing the washing. She's doing all the work. Now, I do know that the men help out nowadays too, but you'll get your day in June sometime, you fathers and men of Bethany. I think really what the man would like, and here it comes, is a 5 minutes piece. A nice little thing for her to wear over her eyes and just go to sleep for 5 minutes from all her dusting, cooking and cleaning. But you know, the presents I used to love the best were the ones that my boys made me. This one here was made by my oldest boy, John, and I've even written on, he was only 3 when he made it. And do you know what? He's 36 now. So mums, keep those things that you have made her for a long, long time. And let me show you the card that Craig made for me. Craig, yes, Craig from ARK, to the best mum in the world. And it's even got a flower that pops up. He made me that about 30 years ago. Mums love homemade presents. I've kept them all that time. And that's really what we want to talk about today. A gift that someone gave someone. Mind you, the present I always get for special days, Mother's Day, birthdays or Christmas, is my favourite perfume. But it's expensive. You call it joy, but not for the people who have to buy it. I wouldn't want to waste it though. Oh, shall I spray it now? It's gorgeous. Absolute. I wish you could smell it. I know you can't, but if you imagine the best smell ever, it just fills up the whole room. I wonder what your mum's favourite perfume is. Maybe you can ask her and smell it later on. Our story is about that today. Someone giving a very expensive gift of perfume to show someone how much she loves him. Mary's gift for Jesus. So this story is told 3 times in the Bible. In John, it says 6 days before the big Passover celebration feast, everyone was going to Jerusalem. Jesus was staying a few miles away in Bethany, a little village outside of Jerusalem. He was with his friends, Lazarus, Mary, and Martha. You know what? I love stories about Bethany. It's our church's name, isn't it? I wonder if some of you older ones could look it up and see what other stories happened in Bethany with Jesus too. There was a big dinner party. Jesus loved parties. It was given to honour Jesus because he'd done something very special for this family. It says it was in the house of a man called Simon, who used to be a leper. He used to have spots, but he was okay now. But it might have been in Lazarus's house. I don't really know. But wherever it was, it had to be a big house because there was lots and lots of people there. Martha was serving the food as usual. She loved to help and do things for Jesus. Lazarus and Jesus and their friends were all around the table. But in those days, they lay down to eat on the floor. I bet your mum says, sit up when you're eating. Jesus didn't. No excuse for it though. Then Martha brings the food in. Then in comes Mary with, not the water, not more food, but a very expensive bottle. It's a jar of perfumed oil. But you know, it's a bit like, you know those money boxes you get that you've got to break to get to the money inside? Well, the perfume that was in this jar, you had to break the jar to get into it. You had to break the seal so that the perfume was kept nice and tight and sealed inside, so that the perfume would be strong when it was broken. So Mary pours it on Jesus' feet. It's what they did those days to show great honour to a person. But also what you did when you buried people, they put it on dead bodies. This perfume was the very best. It's called nard. It reminds me of lard. But actually I think it would have looked a bit like oil, a bit like cooking oil. So that's a good way to remember it, isn't it? Lard or cooking oil. And it's called nard. It had a strong, beautiful smell. And it was probably all the way from India. That's why it cost so much. It was worth 300 denarii. Let's have a look at our coin photograph. It was worth a whole year's wages. She had kept this for a very special occasion. The room filled up with the smell of it. Then Mary did something women didn't normally do. She let her hair down and she took it and she dried Jesus' feet with it. The disciples, Jesus' friends, especially Judas, who kept all the money, he keeps all the money and is in charge of their spending, said, "What a waste." Judas jumps up and he says, "She should have sold it and given the money to the poor." Remember, what's it worth? 300 denarii. And that was a whole year's wages. Someone's clever has worked it out. It was enough to buy enough bread for 5,000 people and their families. Jesus had already done that, hadn't he? He'd already fed 5,000 people with bread. Do you remember that story? Imagine poor Mary, how she must have felt. You see, Judas, he was trying to act all holy and say she should have saved it for the poor. But you know what? He was only interested in money himself, because he used to keep some of the money that they were given. He wasn't really a kind man. So Mary felt terrible. She had given the best thing she had, and she was being told off for it. I think she will have been so embarrassed. But then Jesus stands up, and he stands up for her. Jesus says, leave Mary alone. She has done what is right. You'll always have poor people amongst you, and it's your job to look after them. Mary had given Jesus the best thing she had to worship him and to honour him and to show how much she loved him. She could have sang a song to worship him. She could have said a prayer to worship him. She could have just told him how great she thought he was to worship him. And you know, you can do any one of those things. Maybe after ARK Online, you can think of how you can worship Jesus and what would you do to show him how great he was and to say that you loved him. You see, Mary knew he was going to die soon. That'll be in the Easter story. And she wanted to show him her great love while he was still alive. Besides, she didn't know that she wasn't going to need those burial spices for a dead body. And that's going to come up in the Easter Sunday story, because Jesus wasn't dead. Jesus had praised her for what she had done. And he said she would always be remembered all the way around the world every time the story of Jesus was told. And that's exactly what we've done today. We've remembered and honoured Mary for what she had done. The verse we learned today to honour and praise mums and women in our church comes from a very famous Bible proverb. In the Bible, the bit before it, it says, a woman who loves the Lord is to be praised. She is to be honoured for all that her hands have done. Let her works bring her praise. Jesus did that for Mary, and it's the same for our mums and women in our church today. They are to be praised. Now, after the dinner, loads more people came to the house. You see, they wanted to see Jesus, but they also wanted to see Lazarus. You see, it wasn't long beforehand that Jesus had come and Lazarus had died, and Jesus had brought him back to life. And actually, if you look it up in the Bible, it says he'd been dead that long, his body was smelling. There was a different smell in Bethany that day. In fact, in the King James Bible, it says, he stinketh. Have a look. It might make you realise how fantastic Jesus was, bringing him back to life. And that's what all of the neighbours had come to see. They thought it was brilliant. There he goes. He's in the house and everyone's come to see him. Now, Mary didn't use that perfume for her own brother's burial. She was keeping it and keeping it safe for Jesus. You know, those chief priests, they weren't very happy about that. They could see that the people were all going to worship Jesus, and they were just not happy. They made plans to kill Jesus, and it was from then on Judas had decided that he was going to help them. He was going to look for a way to give Jesus up and betray him. But I guess that's another story, and actually it involves coins. And it's getting closer to the story of Easter, isn't it? So let's have a look at the craft that we made for this week. So there's our coins hanging up, the coin in a fish's mouth, those sparrows that God told us not to worry. This week, Reggie and I, we made a perfume bottle, and I cut out some pictures of my favourite perfume, and it says, Mary gave her best to Jesus. And it says underneath, praise her for what she has done. Proverbs 31 verse 31. So next week, it's all kicking off in Jerusalem. So bye. See you next time.
Hey, oh, let's go.
Challenge Craig. Today's contestants, Craig versus Gerard. Let's get it on! Oi oi guys, and welcome back to Challenge Craig. This is the part of the show where I set you guys a challenge using everyday household objects, and you've got to try and beat my score. Today we're doing a challenge I think we've done before in some capacity. Need a ball, I'm using ping pong, and a cup and a table, and what you've got to do is bounce it into the cup like that. You've got 30 seconds to see how many you can do, and I've actually got a special guest today who will be coming on later on to try and set her own score. I said her, gives you a clue. Right, okay, need 30 seconds on the clock, please.
The game begins in 3, 2,
2, 1. 1, 2, 3. Oh, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, 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 oh. 6. Okay, so 6 is the score to beat. I'll stop that from going off there. And we'll bring in the challenger. And here she is. It's my mum, or as you know her, it's Jean. Come on in.
Hi everyone.
Hiya. Welcome to Challenge Craig. I believe it's the first time on this segment.
It is, yes, it is.
You've been on every other episode of the ARK Online, but not on Challenge Craig. No. Well, any good at putting ping pong balls in a cup?
No, not at all.
No? All right. Well, that's good for me. I've set my score. I'm not going to tell you what it is until you've set yours.
Okay.
If the ball goes on the floor, don't worry, I'll get it for you. I'll give you a helping hand since it's Mother's Day, you know?
Yeah, but remember, your mum's always right.
Yeah, but is she better than me at bouncing balls into a cup? I don't know. Right, so you got 30 seconds to do it as many times as you want. As many times as you can, sorry.
the game begins in
3, 2, 1, go. Just take it a bit further back or bounce it less. Oh, rubbish. 1!
Get in, come on.
Oh, normally when you're getting 1 in, it's like... And there we have it.
I am the one and only.
Yep. So
Come on then, how many?
Well, I got 6.
No.
6, I did.
Don't tell lies, your mum.
Look, it's really easy.
It's a man thing.
I know.
It's a man
It's
thing.
not. It's just easy.
Girl power.
Yeah, exactly. Well done, Mum. Thanks for joining us on Challenge Craig. Wasn't a fantastic effort. Wasn't a fantastic score, but give it a go at home. You'll definitely beat her score. Don't know about mine. Mine's quite a high score, but give it a go. Take a picture, take a video, and you never know. You could be on next week's episode of.
This is awesome.
Wasn't very loud. What do you fancy next?
Fish and chips.
Fish and chips?
Yeah.
I don't have fish and chips.
Okay. What about a song?
A song will be good. Do we have a one about fish and chips?
Doubt it.
No, we have a one that talks about a big fish in the sea, though.
Oh,
King of Me.
Yeah,
That's it.
love it.
Yep.
Love it. Yes, like it.
Roll it.
Roll it.
I thought you were going to go at the same time.
Hey, oh, let's go.
My God's the king of the giants. My God's the king of the lions. My God's the king of the creatures of the deep. My God's the king of me. Have you heard the story about my friend King Dave? wouldn't let the giant stand in his way. He said, hand me my sling, cause he's not that tall. My God is bigger and I watch him fall. My God's the king of the giants. My God's the king of the lions. My God's the king of the creatures of the deep. My God's the king of me. Have you heard the one about this guy called Dan? Yes, he was a mighty holy praying man. They said throw him to the den of the scary beasts, but God saved a hero from the lion's teeth. Yeah! My God's the king of the giants. My God's the king of the lions. My God's the king of the creatures of the deep. My God's the king of me. This is more than history. You will do the same for me, like Jonah and the whale at sea. When I'm lost and afraid, all alone in the dark, you're with me. Oh, you're with me. My God's the king of the giants. My God's the king of the lions. My God's the king of the creatures of the deep. My God's the king of me. My God's the king of the giants. My God's the king of the lions. My God's the king of the creatures of the deep. My God's the king of me. My God's the king of me.
And that's everything for today's episode of the ARK Online. I hope you've had a fantastic time with us, and join us again next week. Remember guys, it's Mother's Day today, so go and see your mother or someone in your household that cares for you who's a woman. See them all, give them a kiss, give them a love, tell them how much you love them and tell them how much you appreciate everything you do for them, and try and be good for the rest of the day for them. Right, okay guys, we're going to pray now. Get ready to do the prayer drill. 1, 2, 3. Lord, thank you for all mothers, for the new ones who endure sleepless nights with infants in their arms, for the busy ones who juggle the pressures of home and family life, for the unwavering ones who nurture and care for our special vulnerable children, and for the patient ones who always seek to forgive and engage with their teens, for the persistent ones who cleverly find new ways to connect with their mini adults, and for the aunties and friends who step in to cradle and care for nieces and nephews, for all our grandmas, nanas and grandmothers who love and support their precious grandchildren, for the foster mums that are called to gather and cover the fragile ones, for the Sunday mums who come and care for our children and lead them in faith, and for the wannabe mums who are struggling at the moment, be with them and strengthen them. For mothers who have lost a child, may they learn to rest in your care, lean on you and come to you with their struggles. We want to thank you, Lord, for all of our beautiful mothers, carers and people who look after us, Lord. Help us to support them and keep them in our prayers. May you bless them now on this their special day. And for everyone watching online today, we thank you for them. Be with them this week and keep them safe. We love you and we thank you for everything you have done for us. Amen. Right, guys, we'll see you next week. Be good, be safe. Go tell your mum you love her. See you later. Bye-bye. Ta-da. Bye-bye.
Hey, oh, let's go.
Thanks, guys, for watching this week's episode of the ARK Online. Remember, you can watch previous episodes on our YouTube channel. Please consider subscribing to us. It helps us out greatly. And giving us a like. Don't know what that really does. It helps in some way. Maybe it helps to share it out to other people. Also, give us a share on Facebook and just let people around you know that the ARK Online is happening. And we'll see you again next week. Bye-bye.